Hello everyone. Today I have come out with another question on flexible budget. So here the production of 5000 units in a factory are given and we have to prepare a budget for the production of 7000 units. First point we have to remember, given level of activity or capacity, that is also a part of your answer. So based on this information, 5000 units is also a part of your answer. Apart from that, we have to prepare a budget for 7000 unit. Per unit cost is given, so we have to make the table like this. So here we have to write the heading flexible budget. Flexible budget. So here we write 5000 units. Here we write 7000 units. Per unit amount. Here also per unit amount. Here we write particulars. Now the flexible budget, earlier video also I have explained, it is based on mainly fixed cost, variable cost and semi-variable cost. Fixed cost that does not change according to change in level of production. In case of fixed cost, amount remain constant and we have to calculate the per unit cost, that is equal to, in case of fixed cost, per unit cost is equal to amount upon quantity. Yeah, it is also known as units. So fixed cost amount remain constant. Whatever may be the level of activity, amount remain constant. But in case of variable cost, per unit cost of material labor remain constant. Per unit cost of material labor or variable expenses remain constant. So we calculate the amount in case of variable cost. Amount is equal to per unit cost multiplied by quantity of units. And third category of cost is semi variable cost. It is partially fixed and partially variable, and if any expenses with variably or fixed proportion, if it is given in brackets, then it comes under semi variable. So according to the question, one by one we have to look. First one, material. Material comes under variable, so first we write it here, material, that is variable. So what is the rule of variable? Per unit cost remain constant. Whatever may be the level of production, per unit cost of material remain constant. So 50 is given, so we write it here 50. Here also we write it here 50. So in order to calculate amount, amount is equal to per unit multiplied by units, means 50 into 5000, that is equal to 2,50,000. And for 7000 unit, 50 multiplied by 7000, that is equal to 3,50,000. Second expenses according to the question, second one is labor. Labor again comes under variable, so we write it here, labor. Labor again it is variable. So per unit cost of labor, that is also remain constant. So 20 is given, so we write it here, here for 20, and here also we write it here 20. So in order to calculate amount is equal to 20 multiplied by 5000, that is equal to 1 lakh. And in for 7000 unit, 20 multiplied by 7000 is equal to 1,40,000. Next expenses under this category, variable overhead. Variable overhead, again it is variable, so we write it here. Variable overhead, that is variable. So per unit cost of variable overhead is given in the question, that is equal to 15. So we write it here 15 and here also 15. In order to calculate amount, 15 into 5000, that is equal to 75,000, and 15 into 7,000, that is equal to 1,05,000. Next one is fixed overhead is given 50,000. Amount. So what is the rule of fixed overhead or fixed cost? Amount remain constant irrespective of level of production. Means suppose we manufacture 7,000 unit or 5,000 unit, whatever may be the level of production, fixed overhead remain constant. So we write it here, fixed overhead, that is fixed, bracket may we write it here, fixed. So amount is equal to 50,000. So here also we write 50,000. Now we have to calculate per unit cost, that is equal to amount upon quantity, means 50,000 in upon 5,000, that is equal to 10, and 50,000 upon 7,000, that is equal to 7.14. Next one is administrative expenses, in brackets it is written 5% variable. If any expenses with fixed or variable proportion, if it is given in brackets, then it is adjustment. So we have to do it in working note. So we write it here, working note, administrative expenses, it is semi-variable. If any expenses fixed or variable proportion, then it is semi-variable. Here it is written 5% variable. 5% variable means 95% is our fixed. So according to the question, a per unit cost is given, per unit cost of administrative expenses, that is equal to 10. So we know the per unit cost 10. So 10 multiplied by 5 upon 100 and 10 multiplied by 95 upon 100. So that is equal to 0.5 and here it is 9.5. But in case of fixed, what is the rule? Amount remain constant. So we have to calculate amount. Amount is equal to 9.5 multiplied by given level. Given level is the level which is the base level of the question. Means this question is based on 5,000 units. So the given level is equal to 5,000. So we have to multiply it with the 5,000 in order to calculate the amount, that is equal to 9.5 multiplied by 5,000, that is equal to 47,500. So in case of fixed cost, amount remain constant. So we have to write it here, administrative expenses, So we have to split it into two category. One is fixed and second one variable. So according to the question, we have already calculated. Fixed portion is 47,500. So we write it here 47,500. Here also 47,500. And in case of variable cost, what is the rule? Per unit cost remain constant, that is equal to 0.5. So in this table we have to write it here 0.5 and 0.5. Now how to calculate per unit cost in case of fixed cost? Amount upon quantity, that is 47,500 upon 5,000, that is equal to 9.5, and 47,500 upon 7,000, that is equal to if it is in points we have to round off to 2 points, that is equal to 6.79. And in order to calculate variable cost, amount is equal to 0.5 multiplied by 5,000, that is equal to 2,500. 0.5 multiplied by 7,000 is equal to 3,500. So what is the rule? In case of variable cost, amount is equal to per unit cost multiplied by units, and in case of fixed cost, amount upon quantity, that is the per unit cost. And next item in case of question is equal to selling expenses. Again 20% fixed is given, then it comes under semi variable cost, so that comes under adjustment. We have to do it in adjustment, so we write it here selling expenses. According to the question, selling expenses 20%, it is written there 20% fixed. 20% fixed means 80% variable. So per unit cost is also given. Per unit cost is equal to, according to the question, selling expenses, it is given 6. So per unit cost is 6. 6 into 20 upon 100 and 6 into 80 upon 100, that is equal to 6 into 20 upon 100, that is equal to 1.2, and 6 into 80 upon 100 is equal to 4.8. We can cross check the answer. 1.2 plus 4.8 should be equal to 6. Now in case of fixed, what we need? We need the amount. Amount is equal to 1.2 multiplied by given level. Given level according to the question is 1.2 multiplied by 5,000, that is equal to 6,000. So here again in this table we have to write it here selling expenses. So we have to split it into two category, fixed as well as variable. Fixed and variable. In case of fixed, what is the amount? We have calculated 6,000. So whatever may be the level of production, same amount 6,000. 6,000. But in case of variable cost, per unit cost remain constant, that is equal to per unit cost is 4.8. So we write it here 4.8, and here also 4.8. So we write it here 6,000 upon 5,000 and 6,000 upon 7,000. 6,000 upon 5,000 is equal to 1.2. 6,000 upon 7,000 is equal to 0.86. 4.8 into 5,000, that is equal to 24,000. 4.8 into 7,000 is equal to 33,600. Next item according to the question is distribution expenses. Again it comes under one of the adjustment. So we write it here distribution expenses. Distribution expenses according to the question, it is written there 10% fixed. Here we write 10 percent is fixed, means 90% variable. Now, what is the per unit cost of distribution expenses? 5. So 5 into 10 upon 100 and 5 into 90 upon 100 means per unit cost of distribution is given in the question, that is equal to 5. So 5 into 10 upon 100, that is equal to 0.5, and 5 into 90 upon 100, that is equal to 4.5. So in case of fixed cost, what we need? We need the amount. Amount is equal to 0.5 multiplied by given level. Given level according to the question, it is 5000, that is equal to 2500. So in case of fixed cost, amount remain constant. So there is no space in this table, so I continue with the next slide. So we write it here. Distribution expenses. Here we have to split it into two category. One is fixed, second one variable. This is of 5000 unit and this is of 7000 units. Here it is per unit amount, here also per unit amount. Now distribution expenses, already we have calculated. Amount in case of fixed is equal to 2500, so we write it here. 2500 for 5000 unit, and for 7500 is 7000 unit is, it is also 2500. Amount remain constant. Whatever may be the level of activity, amount remain constant. And in case of variable cost, per unit cost remain constant, that is equal to 4.5. So for 5000 as well as 7000 unit, per unit cost is 4.5. Here also 4.5. Now, in order to calculate per unit cost in fixed, 2500 upon 5000, that is equal to 0.5. 2500 upon 7000, that is equal to 0.36. And in order to calculate amount in case of variable cost is equal to 4.5 into 5000, that is equal to 22,500. And for 7000 unit, 4.5 multiplied by 7000 is equal to 31,500. After this, we have to calculate the total of per unit as well as amount, that is the final answer. So we write it here. Total cost, total cost. Now we have to calculate, that is equal to total cost per unit. Now calculate the total. 50 plus 20 plus 15 plus 10 plus 9.5 plus 0.5 plus 1.2 plus 4.8 plus 0.5 plus 4.5, that is equal to 116. After that we calculate the amount. 2 lakh 50 plus 1 lakh plus 75,000 plus 50,000 plus 47,500 plus 2,500 plus 6,000 24,000 plus 2,500 plus 22,500, that is equal to 5 lakh 80,000. And for 7000 unit, again we calculate the per unit total. 50 plus 20 plus 15 plus 7.14 plus 6.79 plus 0.5 plus 0.86 plus 4.8 plus 0.36 plus 4.5, that is equal to 109.95, and here also we calculate the amount 3,50,000 plus 1,40,000 plus 1,05,000 plus 50,000 plus 47,500 plus 3,500 plus 6,000 plus 33,600 plus 2,500 plus 31,500, that is equal to 7,69,600. So this is the final answer. So we have to remember the 2 points. In case of fixed cost, amount remain constant. Amount remain constant whatever may be the level of activity or production. And here per unit cost will vary. This is the most important point we have to remember. In case of fixed cost, amount remain constant in all the level of activity. Whatever may be the level of production, amount remain constant. But per unit cost will vary according to the production. So we calculate per unit cost is equal to amount upon quantity. And in case of variable cost, we have to remember variable cost. In case of variable cost, per unit cost of material and other variable expenses remain constant. So we calculate amount is equal to per unit cost multiplied by units. And if any expenses with fixed or variable proportion, if it is given, then it is adjustment, then it comes under semi variable cost, that is partially fixed and partially variable. If it is given in per unit cost, that we have to segregate it into fixed and variable proportion, and we calculate the fixed cost amount by multiplying the per unit cost with given level. Thanks for watching the video.